Vocabulary set number 2. Antonyms of words. Which is the best antonym for the following words? Number 1. Donate. A. Take. B. Steal. C. Let. D. Give. The antonym is letter A. Take. Because if you donate something, you give something. And if you take, of course, you're not going to give. So that is the antonym. Number 2. Export. A. Tax. B. Import. C. Intake. D. Bring. The answer is letter B. Import. So if you export, you're going to send goods. Unlike import, which is to bring into a country from abroad. So that's the antonym of export. Number 3. Attach. A. Scrape. B. Subtract. C. Detach. D. Add. The antonym is letter C. Detach. If you're going to attach, you're going to fasten or join. Unlike detach, which is you're going to separate from oneself or from one object. Next word is oppress. A. Suppress. B. Hurt. C. Increase. D. Inspire. Answer is letter D. Inspire. Oppress means to keep someone in hardship. So unlike inspire, you're going to inspire that someone to do something and not making someone in a hard situation. So that is the antonym of oppress. Inspire. Number 5 is mourn. A. Rejoice. B. Suffer. C. Regret. D. Cry. Answer is letter A. Rejoice. Because if you mourn, you show deep sorrow. Unlike rejoice, it's showing joy. So that's the answer. Letter A. Rejoice. Next, legalize. A. Fire. B. Ban. C. Boycott. D. Outlaw. The answer is letter D. Outlaw. Because if you're going to legalize, you're going to follow the law. And outlaw is the antonym because outlaw means to break the law. Next, instigate. A. Incite. B. Create. C. Mediate. D. Hesitate. Answer is letter D. Hesitate. What's the meaning of instigate? So if you instigate, you initiate or start or bring about. And if you hesitate, you pause before doing. So that's the best antonym of instigate. Next word, relegate. A. Delegate. B. Promote. C. Import. D. Secrete. The answer is letter B. Promote. Relegate means to dismiss to an inferior or lower rank, unlike promote, which is to move higher in rank or position. So the best antonym of relegate there is B. Promote. Enormous. A. Very thin. B. Very loose. C. Very large. D. Very small. Answer is letter D. Very small. Enormous means big in size, very huge in size. So the antonym is very small. Next, criticize. A. Berate. B. Enjoy. C. Fault. D. Acclaim. The answer is letter D. Acclaim. Criticize means to express judgment, unlike acclaim, which is to express praise publicly. So the antonym of criticize is acclaim. Next, conquer. A. Surrender. B. Descend. C. punish. D. Divide. The answer is letter A, surrender. Conquer means to take control of, while surrender means to submit to authority. So that is the best antonym for conquer. Vicious. A. Gentle. B. Healthy. C. Helpful. D. Dangerous. The answer is letter A, gentle, because if you're vicious, you're immoral, you're also cruel or violent, which is the antonym of the word gentle. Next, veracity. A. Accuracy. B. Falsity. C. Honesty. D. Truthfulness. The answer is letter B. Falsity, because veracity means accuracy, it's truthfulness, it's also honesty. So falsity or false is the antonym of veracity. Next, neophyte. A. Apprentice. B. Master. C. Trainee. D. New. The answer is letter B. Master. Being a neophyte means you are new to a skill or subject, just like apprentice, a trainee, and the word new. So master, you are not new anymore to that skill, so that's the antonym of neophyte. And the last word is incumbent. A. Non-candidate. B. Aspirant. C. Office holder. D. Inductee. The antonym is letter B. Aspirant. Incumbent means currently holding an office, just like a non-candidate, an office holder, and an inductee. So the antonym is letter B. Aspirant. You're still aspiring for that office. This time I'm going to give you 3 tips if you're answering a vocabulary test, most especially if you are not aware of the meaning of that word. Actually, there are a lot of tips which will be discussed in the next uploads. So keep on checking for updates. Tip number 1. So check if the options are synonymous with one another and then choose which does not belong to the group. Example, what's the synonym of virtuoso? So it's not an easy word, virtuoso, right? So let's see. A. Professional. B. Neophyte. C. Apprentice. D. Amateur. If you observe letters B, C, and D, neophyte, apprentice, and amateur, they're somewhat synonymous with one another because they all mean new to a skill or a subject. So you may think that letter A is the answer because if you are a professional, you are not new anymore to that subject or to that skill. So probably the meaning or the synonym of the word virtuoso is letter A, professional, which is correct. Virtuoso means highly skilled in music or another artistic pursuit. Let's go to tip number 2. Identify the part of speech. So if the word is a noun, its synonym should also be a noun. Example, synonym of advocate. A. Pretty, brave, supporter, or huge. If we observe the words pretty, brave, and huge, they all modify nouns. So they are adjectives. Probably supporter, which is not an adjective because it's a noun, probably that's the synonym of the word. And that's correct. Advocate means a person who publicly supports or recommends. So the synonym there is supporter. The third tip and the last tip that I can give you today is if the word is used in sentence, look for context clues. Example, my shoes are damaged. I need to go to a cobbler. So the word is cobbler. What is the meaning of this word? A, one who owns a horse. B, a dressmaker. C, one who repairs shoes. So what is your clue there? So if you answered letter C, one who repairs shoes, your answer is correct. What is your clue there? Because of your damaged shoes. So you have to go to a cobbler. Cobbler means one who repairs shoes. So that's it for today. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for updates.